Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Does Boxing. We back again with another one. We got this weekend recap for you guys. Cover some of the fights over the weekend. We still got a card coming up on today or a couple of hours with Zuffa Boxing. We're gonna touch on that, and then we got some news and notes. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate the time. Make sure you guys hit that like button when you come on in. Salute to the playback. I appreciate you guys for sure. And y'all know how we get down. A lot of information, a lot of a lot of stuff just for the sport of boxing for everybody to tap into. Ask your questions, you know what I'm saying? That shit is much appreciated. I appreciate the back and forth. So yeah, come on through, man. Let's get it. We're gonna go back to last Tuesday. So we had like an early fight week, you know what I'm saying? We had cards on Tuesday and stuff like that. My man JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Yes, sir. Dub. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. I'm the LD. My man Texas 214. What's good with you, bro? Salute T. Appreciate you coming through. So this was the Salid promotion card back on the 10th of February. So you had Joshua Pagan. He got a decision win over Jimenez. Pagan is he's climbing up the ranks at 135. He said he willing to fight anybody. I know he got a WBO regional title, so that puts him in position to possibly get a world title shot with the champion Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason is I think he's the youngest world champion right now. He had a great performance and a good fight with Sam Noakes winning that vacant title. So maybe sometime down the line. But Pagano is a good boxer. You know, he got a nice amateur pedigree, and he boxed this guy pretty well. You know, probably lost 1 or 2 rounds, did real well for himself. Salute to him. He's still climbing up the rankings. He got a real good win, like I think 1 fight ago against Malik Montgomery. That was a good win. So he's still rising, and we want to see what his journey takes him. The co-main event is for the vacant WBC title at 130. Caroline Verie versus Delphine Persoon. Delphine Persoon is a future Hall of Famer too. 2-division world champion. Been around forever. She's facing Verie, who is a boxer. This was an ugly fight though. You know, Persoon was the aggressor. She awkward. She was coming in with that big heavy knee brace on, and she's been dealing with a knee injury for a minute now. But the fight was ugly. A lot of holding, a lot of grabbing, headbutts, rabbit punches. It wasn't a pretty fight to watch stylistically. I felt like Verie was giving away her position by holding too much. She was actually doing well. She had some quick counters and she was counterpunching Delphine, but she was just holding too much. Both ladies lost 2 points in the fight. Um, I thought Verie won the fight, but she got booed. That's like the loudest I ever seen somebody get booed after winning a fight. That was nasty. But I see where the fans was coming from because the fight was kind of murky because of Verie. I know Pearson's style is rough and rugged and she's very awkward, but that wasn't a pretty fight to watch. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. But Verie got the win. She's a new WBC champion at 130 pounds. Let's see where that takes her. We know we got Alicia Baumgartner as the unified champion. She actually gave up her WBC to fight 3-minute rounds. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know. I think it's a lot of ladies I see that can beat Verie, to be honest. And I think she's a natural 126 pounder. So let's see if she go back there or she can get a big fight at 130. We'll see. But not the most. That was an ugly fight. My man Hakan in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. I appreciate you coming through. Yeah, ugly. Too much. Yeah, too much holding, man. The referee got too involved in this fight. Yeah, yeah, we can throw that away. Garrett Rice, he got a win. He's an up and coming prospect. He kind of look like Keyshawn Davis to me. Not like how he fight, but just how he favor him. But he got a win. He'll be right back on Carissa's card next week. So that's what's up. Simmons got a win over Jonathan Rice. A good test for him. Hicks got a win. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this was on Salid Promotions on the Zone. If you guys missed it, you can go back and tap in. Let's be real. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Appreciate you coming through. Yes, sir. Once again. This card was from Russia. Kaselinov. He got to stop his win over Gabriel Topalas. And this is for an IBF regional title, featherweight. Yeah, he got the win. So I'm not sure. This is for some IBF rankings at featherweight. So let's see if that can move him up the rankings and get a big fight. So yeah, Tapales, that's a younger brother of Marlon Tapales. He got stopped in this fight. Russia. Um, this was RCC boxing right here. So we had a couple of notable fights. My man, Emmanuel Pettigrew, what's good with you, bro? Salute. Bruce Gas in the building. What's good with you, Bruce? Appreciate you coming through. My guy Winston Lee in the building. What's good with you, Winston Lee? Appreciate you, bro. Always coming through. Salute to you guys. Much appreciated, man. I love the support, man. You guys are regular, man. Salute to you guys for sure. It's a blessing for real. Y'all don't know. It'd be a blessing to have people supporting for sure. But this card, we had a Bridgerweight title fight. The champion Giorgio Yanalovic, he got stopped in the sixth rounds. In the sixth round by Artulian. Artulian is, I think, he's Armenian. He's a southpaw. He ended up getting a stoppage in the sixth. It was actually a fun fight. If you missed this was on the RCC Boxing YouTube channel. You want to go back and tap in with it. But yeah, we got a new Bridgerweight champion. You know, Bridgerweight is a division that's probably obsolete because our unified champion, heavyweight unified champion, weighs in at 223. The weight limit for this class is 224, so it's kind of obsolete. Samedov, he won the WBA interim title fight, interim title at 130. He stopped John Lennon Gutierrez. He stopped him in the 11th round. Pretty solid fight, you know. Samedov, he's pretty, all right, you know what I'm saying? He's in a mandatory position for the winner between Jazza Dickens versus Anthony Kakashi. Let's see if we can get that fight down the line, though. You know what I'm saying? So good stuff. RCC Boxing. If you guys missed it, you can go back and tap in with it. We had a card. We had a couple of cards yesterday on the Zone. European title fight. Zig Zhao, he got a stoppage win. Improves to 22-0, one draw. I'm not sure if Zig Zhao would be in a position to fight a bigger name, like in the UK or something like that. He got a glossy record. I don't know if one of these guys want to call him to the table, but he got a win. Former cruiserweight champion Marco Huck came back, I think, after like almost 2 years off the ring, and he's long faded former cruiserweight champion. I think he had like 13 title defenses of his WBO title back in the day. He had a decision win on the Zone yesterday, so you guys can tap in. Steven Navarro, he's back in winning ways. This is a top ranked prospect. He came on short in his last fight. I think it was a hit. No, he got cut by a punch, and they stopped the fight. So he came back and got a win last night. So salute to him. Earlier this morning, we had a real good fight. This was on the KO Latin YouTube channel. Real good fight right here between Nishida versus Mercado. It was an IBF final eliminator at 122 pounds. Um, Real good fight. Back and forth action, in the pocket, no running, give and take. Nishida suffered a bad cut over his, I think, right eye, left eye. And they stopped the fight, but the fight was good. Back and forth, heating up, and it went to the scorecards, and Nishida got the win. So Nishida is a former world champion at 122. He lost his title to Junto Nakatani when he hurt his eye in that fight as well. He moved up to 22, and now he's the mandatory for the winner between Inoue and Junto, who's going to fight in May. So, yeah, he's back in position. Mercado, he came up short, but he fought real hard, and he can come back too. I'd like to see him again. So that's what it is, man. European champion title is going down levels. It's just a small hole. Yeah, 1,000. Okay. So do you think, my man, the European champion would be in position to fight somebody like, let's say, David Alage or maybe Joe Joyce or something like that? Or that's like a step too far from him? I think those guys will beat him, but it's like, I guess it's a point in time where you want to earn a big bag in this game of boxing. So I was just curious to see will he take that step up. I'm not sure. All right, and then of course today we got a card going on in the UK as well right now on the zone. You know, it's still going on, but we're gonna tap into it. I watched some of that earlier this morning. Today we got Zuffa boxing going down in a couple of hours. FL Java and Charles Warren. So yeah, everybody tap in on that. Paramount Plus. This wasn't the biggest fight weekend for sure. It's going to heat up some more next week, and we're going to touch on it. But Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios for sure. My man said facts. Salute. But yeah, appreciate y'all coming through. Yeah, bro. I'm like, damn. That dude with the European title, is he going to step up and try to get a bag? Like, what we in this for? You know what I'm saying? But it depends on how his team move him. You feel me? A lot of times, guys is okay with standing at a certain spot and not really pursuing big fights. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. He said, "You think Charles Martin can win?" I mean, he has an opportunity if he box smart and can counter punch and kind of stay out the way of that jab, keep his hand off the line, and if he can land some good counter left hands. You know, FA is still straight up. He right there in front of him, so it's opportunities. But I think FA might outwork him. I might, his punch output may get to him. But yeah, I favor FA, but I think Charles can win, bro. I think Joe Joyce will be a good opponent. Okay. I heard some on Alala J. I think he's gonna fight damn, Tony Yoka maybe. I don't know. He said that super card, right? Yeah, yep. Super card. Yep. FA by KO. My man Sid Bud, what's good with you? He said FA look his best against McCall. He looked good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Produced by Watson. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you. Yeah, I like that fight. I thought he won that fight. I thought he gave Bacoli a tough fight, and he was fighting with Bacoli, and he took and he was giving as much as he was taking. He showed a good chin. I favor him in this fight. I thought he won and all work Bacoli. It was stretches where he got hurt and like he was gonna get up out of there, but he was punching. He was punching on the 300 pounder. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. I thought he looked good too. I brought Mike in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through once again. My guy. Just do boxing in the building. That's my guy. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you, man. For sure. All right. So news and notes, man. So we had a lot of stuff pop off this week. We want to touch on it. If it's something that I missed and you want to talk about, man, feel free. Bring it up in the chat. We can speak on it for sure. All right. So this is Demetri Bivol and Michael Eifert. They had a purse bid that was scheduled on the 13th. It got delayed, postponed until the 20th. They're working on a deal. So we know Bivol is a unified light heavyweight champion, one of the best fighters in boxing. Been out the ring for a while since the second fight with Turbiev when he won that fight and became undisputed. He's coming off of back surgery, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully he's good to go. This serves as kind of a tone up. It's a high level tune up. It's dressed up as a high level tune up because Efer is the mandatory, long overdue IBF mandatory. He was mandatory. He's basically being mandatory for 3 years. He beat John Pascal in the final eliminator in 2023, and he kind of lost out on his opportunity because we needed to see the big fight with Bivol and Peturbiev. So I'm cool on that. But now it's time for him to get his opportunity. He did take step aside for the second fight. He took step aside for the second fight. So now it's his time. And Bivol coming off of back surgery and inactivity, it makes sense because Efer is a solid fighter, a European type of fighter, good boxer, but he's not on that level as Bivol, Benavidez, Turbiev, even like Anthony Yard and Bawaxi. I think I would rate those guys higher than Efer. So let's see. I'm hearing that they're working on like a little double header with Bivol in the main event, and then Turbiev on the card as well, coming back, and then they'll do the trilogy sometime later in the year. So we'll see what's to it. Those guys are gonna delay this. Just do. Um, what's your thoughts on Charles Martin versus Big Baby Anderson? A rematch? Um, the fight outcome and how it could affect tonight's. Okay, I got you. I appreciate that. Well, FA and Jared Anderson are like boys and stablemates. So that's one thing that they have. I think it's two different styles. Jerry Anson's more athletic, switch hitter. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, fights on both sides of the plate. It's a different type of style because FA is basically 1-2. 1-2, gonna 1-2 you to death. If you stand in the way of that big right hand, it's over. And he don't give you a lot of head movement and stuff like that, and not a lot of movement. So FA is kind of more of a posing presence and more right there in front of Charles instead of how Jared Anderson was. So it's a different type of fight, but it could affect because ain't that the last time we seen Charles Martin? I mean, that's a long time. If he had a fight, it was like under the radar. So, stylistically, I'm not sure what I can take from that, but I do like it because I think FA and Charles Martin is a decent heavyweight fight. So I think I like FA though. I like FA to win. I appreciate that question, Jannar Hill. Salute to you. Yes, sir. Who? But I don't know, bro. Shit. I don't know. Maybe Bawaxi. I would like that. That would be fun, won't it? But Terrier versus Bawaxi. Maybe they do something like that. I don't know. WO scrapped the cruiserweight title fight. Yeah, I saw that. The interim title fight. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I think that makes sense to do that. To be honest, because Zerto is back in action. Baturia better get a fight too. Yeah, he around for. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, bro. I'm thinking. Yeah, they both fight on that card together. So I can see. Depend. Like, let's say this fight gonna be in the UK. Like that would make sense. Or maybe it's gonna be in Saudi. I don't know. But let's say it's Bivol versus Efert and Baturia versus Bawaxi. I can see that. Yeah, I can see something like that. All right. This is a fight that Robert Garcia mentioned, and I like it. You know what I'm saying? He got the IBF lightweight champion, Raymond Tyler. He mentioned how about a fight with him and Jose Zepeda. No, William Zepeda, excuse me, William Zepeda. Yo, I love this fight, bro. This would be a real good fight in a clash of styles. Because Zepeda is coming forward throwing a bunch of punches. He's coming off the loss to Shakur, dealing with a little bit of injuries. It'll be a nice change of pace to a style. He'll be fighting an orthodox opponent. His last couple of fights was against Southpaws, Tevin Farmer. Well, he fought a bunch of Southpaws to get ready to eventually fight a Shakur and still came up short. But I like this. Raymond Tyler's coming off a good win in his title defense against Andy Cruz. Real close competitive fight. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. It won't be hard to find Zepeda. Team Garcia, Robert Garcia, can get some payback from against Williams Zepeda because Williams Zepeda beat Hector Tanajada back in the day. That's how he jumped on the scene for boxing fans when he beat Hector Tanajada, undefeated fighter from RGBA from San Antonio. So maybe they thinking about that, getting some payback. I don't know. Just trying to find an edge. But I know as a competitor, I'm looking for everything, bro. I'm like, when I used to hoop, like if I come in the gym and I see you over there hugging and kissing on your girl, bro, I'm going at you, bro. Your mind is not in the game. You looking at your lady. So I'm trying to bust your ass and make you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna try to play all hard. You trying to look all cool and shit. So I'm gonna go at you. So I think these guys probably talk about that. If you're like a true competitor, be like, yo, hold on. He beat Hector, right? We gotta get some pay. You know what I'm saying? Or at least you have a blueprint on how you want to beat him. Because when you lose a fight, you always do a hindsight 2020 or lose anything, right? Whatever. You like, oh, bro, I could have made this move, or we could have did this. Then you might have the guy that can do that. That's just me. My competitive juices. I'm trying to get every edge I can get. But if they can make this fight, bro, let's get it. Zepeda is also number one with the WBC. That WBC is vacant. So maybe he go after that. You know what I'm saying? He's number one. Herrera is the interim champion. Lamont Roach is number two. So, Zepeda got options. He's a big name at 135. So I will take this fight any day of the week. I hope Viterbo don't fight the Russian Morel for. Ooh, Katia, man, that's gonna be a shootout. I think they connected some way with Canada. I forgot how they connected, but yo, I think they got the same. They got the same trainer. I'm not sure, but that would be, bro. That'd be a good ass fight. Now I'm with you. That might be an upset. Katiev ain't nothing to play with. Matchroom is set to announce shows next week. I hope they announce the whole April. Man, I'm with that. I hope they do too. I want to see Bam back in action. I want to see Ray Ford. Hopefully they can make Boots and Virgil and whatever else they got. I'm with it. I love schedules. He said, "Where's Frank Sanchez?" I got something on him. Frank Sanchez gonna fight Richard Torres on the front door versus Thurman undercard. Yes, sir. I thought more Tyler about the man. Yeah, I know that was out there, bro. Yeah, that was out there. Let's see what his opportunities is because hold on for him. He's not a big talker. He's not a big draw. So holding on to that title is maybe more lucrative than not. If he was to go to 140, then he kind of get in the mix. At 135, he can kind of call shots and dictate a certain purse if he's willing to make the weight. So that's why I think he may hold on to maybe at least one more fight, maybe one or two, and then go. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Oh, that's right. Yes, sir." So I like the fight though. I'm with it if they make it. All right, the return of Brian Norman Jr. They're talking about May. So he's in the transfer portal right now looking for a new trainer. He already went to see Derrick James and Ronnie Shields. So let's see who he land on. He's a young guy coming off a loss to Devin Haney. That loss hit a lot because of who he fought and how his dad was talking pre-fight. But if we really take a step back and look at shit, hindsight 2020, only 25, he can bounce back, correct some things, and he can be good to go. Now, I see he done picked up an IBF ranking, and he got WBC and WBO ranking, but it look like they may go the IBF route. So if they can get him in position to fight a final eliminator with the IBF, the IBF will enforce their mandatory. He can be back in business. So let's see who he chooses as a trainer and see how everything connect. Get him a fight. I wouldn't mind him taking like a little step back, just a little bit, just to work out the kinks with that new trainer and implement some of the stuff they want to work on, and then go for a title eliminator and a bigger fight. So that's good, man. Good to see Norman back, bro. You know what I'm saying? He said no question mark. I see you, bro. Yes, sir. Yeah, so it's good. I want to see him get back, bro. He lost to one of the best we have in boxing. He can bounce back, go back to the drawing board and get it right. All right, the IBF, they ordered purse bids for Angel Leo versus Rais Salim. Real good fight. IBF title fight. Featherweight division is popping. We got 4 solid champions, and Leo is right in that mix. We just seen Shushu win the WBC. Brandon Figueroa went over to the UK and stopped Nick Ball. Then we got Espinoza, the 6'1", you know what I'm saying? Awkward guy throwing elbows and shit, but he can fight. So I like this fight though. Leo and Aleem. Aleem is a athletic. He ain't young. He older, but he's an athletic fighter. Real crafty, and he can do some good work. He just went over to Japan to win the final eliminator. So let's see. I think this fight should be easy to make. Maybe a pro box fight. You know what I'm saying? Rais Salim is working with Manny Pacquiao Promotions these days. So I'm guessing that's an easy fight to make, and I'm down for it. But after this, we did a unification in featherweight ASAP. Like we've been needing one. You know what I'm saying? That division is popping with the champions. And we can get those champions to play ball and get in the mix, fight each other. Then they can get a mandate to fight anyway. That's what the boxing fans will push for. Whoever comes out on top as a featherweight at the featherweight division, that's who the fans want to see anyway fight when he comes up to featherweight. Right? So they all just jockeying for a position. Now maybe some guys just want to hold on to their belt and to anyway pick me type shit. But I say this, bro, make yourself the number one guy and then demand it. You can't come into my division and not fight me. because then you're not doing what you did at 122. He came to 122 and he fought the best guy, Fulton. So when you come to 26, you got that's just me thinking, bro. I be, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta excuse me because I be on some competitive shit. I ain't trying to go fight the number 7 guy and get. And I'm not going to be pound on the pound for pound list, top 3, top 4, top 2 in some cases, and then I'm gonna come to your new division and give me the number 7, number 8 guy. Nah, bro, give me the number 1 guy. If I can't get one, give me 2, right? And then let's make it happen. So this is an important fight for this division. Leo versus Aleem. I'm with that. He said, my boy Aleem is back. Yeah, bro, pissed off. Yeah, the Sam Goodman fight, yeah. He had it, but I think he lost a lot of steam down the stretch. I'm still mad that the Fulton fight didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So he right there though, right there. And get his opportunity at the world title. Phyllis Nunez in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. I appreciate you coming through for sure. All right. The IBF ordered Albert Bell versus Lucas Body. Now, as we learned, they had 3 days for both guys to accept. Bell accepted right away. Lucas Body turned it down for good reason. You know what I'm saying? Because he's right there in line to fight for the vacant WBA, depending on what the WBA does with Tank Davis. Currently, Tank Davis is still WBA champion at lightweight. They haven't stripped him or made him champion in recess yet. They are going over the process to decide. And it came out that they want to put him in recess so they can get the division to go on, but they're not going to make a move until Tank clarify what he's want to do next. You know what I'm saying? Because he bring the money to the table, and he been loyal to them, and he's not going. He's not. They're not just going to strip him or make a decision without Tank telling them what his plans are. But it looks like Lucas Body is going to face Floyd Schofield for the vacant WBA. So I understand him pulling out this fight. So it's like fighting for a vacant title or fighting for an eliminator. Which one? And then you facing a 6-foot guy that's crafty, that's hard to beat, and ain't gonna give you too much. So I get it. So the IBF will go down the line. They will go for the next available contender. The next available contender is Alan Abel Sanchez out of out of Argentina. He's a southpaw puncher. He got a good win in his last fight against Pablo Vicente, who is like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11". So he's okay with that type of style against Albert Bell. So that's what's up. On Albert Bell's side, he's finally getting the opportunity to at least fight for a world title. You know, the IBF is a perfect sanctioned body to go down because they will give you an opportunity if you win an eliminator. So he's not backing off that shit. This is like, bro, they ordered me to fight. I said yes. So he's gonna keep his spot and they're gonna find somebody to fight him. So we'll see. And once they select somebody else, they got 3 days. Just like the situation at 168 with Iglesias, where he had to go down the line to find his opponent. So good shit though, man. Because we root for Albert Bell because he been on the outskirts of this boxing politics shit. Andrew Gray, what's good with you, bro? Respect to you, bro. I appreciate you coming through. My man PJ's big dog in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you, bro, coming through. So we're gonna see. Yo, Pat Brown, he's a silent fighter, cruiserweight fighter, Olympian, fights with Matchroom. So he has a fight coming up. I think he's 5-0. Excuse me. He's gonna fight April the 3rd. I like this guy. I think he can be a cruiserweight champion somewhere down the line. He's fun, entertaining, aggressive, and he's bringing smoke. So yeah, there's some news on him. And that's one of the cards Matchroom should be announcing pretty soon. My man mentioned that earlier in the chat, Hakan. So look out for some Matchroom boxing. They already announced a bunch of cards, and then we get to the end of some of those cards. Next week we got Lee Wood and Warrington, and then we have that should be fun too. And then the week following we have Nunez and Navarrete. So they're gonna announce some more stuff. So I'm with it. So yeah, look out for Pat Brown. So the WBC is looking to order Usyk versus Kabiel after Usyk have his voluntary defense, not after Kabiel have his defense. So that's some key points. This should happen. This is probably the best fight in heavyweight, and this should happen. Kabiel is probably number two or one, or however you. He right behind Usyk. He's a WBC interim champion. He had a good win in January, a hometown fight in Germany when he stopped Damian Kemba. It was rocking and rolling over there, bro. That shit looked fun on TV. And this is the fight, though. I like this. I like this fight. Usyk is granted a voluntary defense. He want to fight Deontay Wilder. Wilder has business to handle April the 4th against Shazor. He get past him. More than likely, he gonna get the Usyk fight next in the summer. Kabiel is looking to come back. Lead me to my next one. Kabiel is looking to return in Germany. So I'm not sure if he's going to take the toughest fight available. The toughest fight available, according to the rankings, is probably Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence Okolie, he's dangerous, but he does a lot of stuff that make fights ugly. Ain't nobody ever looked good against Lawrence Okolie. Whether you won, lost, got knocked out, or went to the decision, those fights ain't been pretty because if he feel like you too strong, he gonna hold you. He gonna put you in the bear hug. If you can't hang with him, he getting you up out of there with that right hand. And I like that fight, to be honest. But for the homecoming, I don't think Kabiel has to pick a big name or something because they look like they're going to support him regardless. So let's see. I can see him taking a southpaw like Alo Wallen just to get ready for Usyk. I can see that. I can see him against Guido Belnello. He's Italian, going to Germany, German, Italian. Maybe they got a population over there. I can see Lawrence Okolie. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot of options for him, but him going back in May, that just tells everybody that they was impressed with the outcome of the fans and what they brought to the table in January. They're gonna bring him back. That makes sense. So let's see. But Usyk and Kabiel, we need that one. We need that fight, and they can do it in Germany in one of those big soccer stadiums. Usyk is from Ukraine. You know, the Klitschko's fought over there for years and years and had sellouts. If they put these two together, that might be the biggest. Now, how am I gonna say this? It's a big event. I don't know if it's the best fight in boxing or the biggest fight in boxing, but it's gonna be big over there. So it might be one of the biggest fights in boxing. Usyk and Kabiel in Germany. So let's go. Let's see. Let me see. D-Lo in the building. What's good with you, bro? Yes, sir. My man in the building. The playback king. Salute to you. He said, don't mess around. Caught up live, man. I appreciate you, bro. My man D-Lo in the building. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. All right. Got news on Michael Magnesi. Michael Magnesi is the number one contender in the WBC at 130. He was supposed to fight Mark Masayo for the final eliminator. Mark Masayo pulled out and signed with Zuffa Boxing. He should be making his debut sometime April, maybe May, maybe March. So Michael Magnesi been waiting around for a long time. He supposed to fight October 25th on the PBC card. He's supposed to fight in December in San Antonio. He was thinking they was going to fight February 21st, but PBC didn't pick up that fight. So he's going to stay active. He's going to have a fight coming up February 27th. So I get it because he's been in training camp for a long time. Sometimes you just need to get paid and, you know what I'm saying, give all that hard work you've been doing, you just want to display it. Now, after that, he will likely be ordered to fight Ray Ford for the final eliminator at 130 for the WBC. So that would make them the mandatory for Shaki Foster. Ford versus Magnesi. We know the history between Ray Ford and Shock Foster. That's the best way for Ray Ford to get to a Shocky Foster by becoming his mandatory. They might play that little cow and mouse game where I don't want, like Shock already said, I don't want to fight the little brother. He said, I don't want to fight the son. I want to fight the daddy, talking about Shakur. So he might play that game. Shakur said, hey, fight my guy, and then I give you your opportunity. So I don't know. They should put that shit in the contract. You know what I'm saying? But if Magnesi wins his comeback fight, it's more likely he gonna fight Ray Ford for a final eliminator. and we'll see what card would that land on. So yeah, he said great fight. Caballero is one of the best has one of the best body attacks in the sport, but he get hit. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it fun and a great fight, bro. Because Caballero was getting pieced up against Kimba, and he can't give Okolie those shots. He can't give Usyk those shots either. But if he get to Usyk's body, we know Usyk don't like that shit, and we seen it in a lot of fights. Remember Daniel Dubois? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right, Boxing Insider got a card coming up March the 7th. We got this kid, Figueroa, Justin Figueroa from AC. He a pretty good fighter too. Fights at 154, so you guys tap in. Jai Bataille versus Brandon Glenn. So they finally announced this. This for the first Zuffa Boxing World title. You know, Jai Bataille is ring and IBF champion. Now, there's been speculation on what's going to happen with the IBF. From my understanding, that IBF title will be on the line. Brandon Glenn is number 15 in the IBF. This is a fun fight, yo. Like this is a fun fight. Their styles, I would be surprised if their styles don't mesh. Because Brandon Glenn is right in your face. He's gonna dog you out, and he want that smoke. And then Bataille is just a vicious puncher. He been putting motherfuckers in. Like I said, his 2025 been real vicious. Ain't been the best guys, but it's been real vicious. He had a highlight reel knockout of the year candidate against Kimba, had him along the ropes looking crazy. He broke the guy's jaw in June, and then he broke the guy's neck in December. So this dude, and he's kind of vulnerable too. He get hit as well. So, well, Bataille is vicious, and this gonna be a fun fight. So we just waiting to see how the undercard gonna look, but I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Teaching the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. That's a good fight though. Zuffa Boxing, March the 8th. So they rocking on Sundays. So I kind of like a Sunday fight, especially without the NFL. I'm with it. It actually look that completes our boxing week. We can have boxing every day, bro. Like I'm with it. I don't care. Like I'm trying to watch all the boxing I can see. You know what I'm saying? Not just the popular guys or whatever. We trying to watch everything. So let's get it. All right. Moving on. Here's another fight announcement. This is Celia Promotions. They got business down in Puerto Rico, so you get to see the Colo kid. He's pretty solid. The Phyllis Perillo, undefeated prospect, 12-0, 10 knockouts. So yeah, I like this, and they've been having a bunch of cards in Puerto Rico too as of late. Amanda Serrano. Uh, they had what else they had down there? I know Man Serrano fought there. Oh, Xander Zayas. Boom. So they've been open up the Puerto Rican boxing market because for a minute it's been kind of low, kind of suspect. Nobody really been talking about it. And the Puerto Rican fighters, we got 4 unified champions for Puerto Rican boxing. Xander Zayas, Amanda Serrano, Renee Santiago, and then Oscar Collazo. So the island is popping right now. So it makes sense to bring fights down there. So I'm down for it. George Ladard is back. He's facing Tyler Denny. This is a solid domestic type of fight. Ladard is creeping up the rankings. I think they fight for IBF regional too. They got the British and Commonwealth on the line. You got Vizzioli is back. Vizzioli went viral like a week ago with Carmel Moulton going back and forth. Hopefully they can fight down the line. Jimmy Sands, he's pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? I like him. He's a middleweight. So yeah, this is like an up and coming show for for a lot of the young guys on Matchroom Boxing. So y'all tap in with it. This is March 21st. Yes, sir. It's something with you. The more boxing we have access to, the better for the sport for us. Not for sure, yo. You get to see all types of boxers and keep these guys active. You know what I'm saying? That's always great. Man, Lester Martinez versus Emmanuel Aline. Yo, this is for the WBC interim title at 168. Yo, I promise y'all. Once I saw the in Billy, I might let me put this on my shit because I be speaking shit into existence. But when Aleem, so when and Billy got promoted to full WBC champion, you know what I'm saying? I put out on my X. I'm like, yo, we need to get. I can see and Billy versus Aleem for the title as a title defense, right? And I know nobody talk about Emmanuel Aleem on this boxing space, so I feel like I had something to do with it because I talked about him. Ain't nobody bringing his name up. Salute to him. This guy, Aleem, been around for a while. Y'all remember him on PBC back in the day. Um, he just been fighting locally in Maryland. He's from Richmond, Virginia, so he getting an opportunity at Lester Martinez, and it's not really a bad fight stylistically because Aleem ain't really moving. He's trying to thump with you. They fighting in Southern California. This is where Les Martinez fought on Pro Box last year, and they had a good crowd. I was able to go to that event when he stopped Joshawn James. So I mean, I'm not mad at the fight. Lester Martinez versus Billy is the fight that we needed, but I guess a secondary, maybe Lester didn't get that fight because they saving in Billy for Canelo. Maybe so. So if Lester want to stay, he want to stay in the WBC, frame of mind of things, fight for the interim title. And you may be wondering how Liam get this opportunity. He like number 13 or 14. This is why I like to bring little tidbits to y'all guys of this. Whether y'all agree or disagree, I just like to bring it to you. So Aleem, he fought Damon Nicholson for the WBC DMV title, like a trophy title. It represents the DMV. Go to his Instagram, you guys can see it. So those trinket belts, that shit paid dividends. You know what I'm saying? Shakur didn't want to pay for that shit, right? Or they had a discrepancy with that. They want you to pay for a fight, whatever. Y'all know the story. So Aleem winning that shit, it actually got him in the rankings. So now here we are. So let's see. I think the fight will be fun. Pro Box is like the leader in this shit right now. I really rate them highly. I love what Pro Box is doing, and they're gonna have a great card for us. So y'all tap in, man. If y'all guys not subscribed to Pro Box on YouTube, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. I don't respect it. Everybody gotta tap in with Pro Box because they get busy and they very consistent. It said talk your shit, man. I appreciate you, bro. The Pro Box website, yeah, bro. I saw that. I sure did. And I love it too. I love it. Yeah, that's gonna be a banger. Nah, for sure. I saw that. Yeah. Hopefully it's like an IBF eliminator. But that's gonna be a good one. Yes, sir. I saw that. I'm tapped in. Yeah. Go hey yo, for everybody, go to these promotion companies' website. Go to the sanctioned by website. Click on the upcoming fights. They'll tell you what you need to know. And sometimes they'll put it on there before they actually post it or announce it. So I suggest everybody go to the WBC website, ProBox website, WBA, all of them, and you will find little stuff that's going down. Because look, the sanction body will get the news before us because they have to get it cleared. And once the shit get cleared and they got contracts, they can announce that shit if they want. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Yeah, you stay on top of it. Yeah, bro. Got to, man. Can't go on this shit blind, yo. Niggas think I ain't like niggas think I'm not who I am. So I gotta make sure I'm straight at all times. All right, keep it pushing. Manny Pacquiao Promotions got another card coming up April the 3rd. This is Pedro Toleran. He's going to make a IBF title defense. He's the champion at 105 pounds. He's seeking uh, a possible and hopefully undisputed fight down the line. We got 3 champions in that division. Collazo, Jerusalem, they supposed to fight, and we got more on that later. And we got Pedro back. So yeah, he's a fun fighter too. Exciting. He's gonna bring that smoke. He's facing Perez. So this is down in Southern California, Pachanga, Temecula, California. It's like in the middle of LA and San Diego. It's like, headed down to San Diego. So yeah, tap in and what they said, I forgot. I know Manny Pacquiao has a deal with ESPN Plus, so we might be able to watch this card on ESPN Plus. So more to follow as we get close. IBF did it for Garcia and Dolan before the MVP UK was announced. Oh, that's cool. That's gonna be a good fight too. Emma Dolan can win with her height and reach. Yes, sir. I think Garcia used to fight on Marv Nation, I believe. That's a good one. All right, DB3 is back. You know what I'm saying? 2 out of 3. They got their own promotion company. DB3 Promotions. Kevin and Keon is going to headline a show in Norfolk. They fight on the campus of Old Dominion University. That's where Shadeja Green played basketball at ODU. If y'all guys didn't know, she was nice too. But yeah, this is good though. I mean, I'm with it because we know what happened last year. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy, and for them to be able to get welcomed back to the city with open arms and try to get a second chance to make things right, I'm down with this. Let's hopefully everything goes well. They got their own promotion company, bro. That's dope. So I guess they're having issues. Kevin got dropped by Top Rank. Keon was never with Top Rank. He was kind of he was a free agent, but he was just working with them just to get on the cards and stuff like that. But now they got their own thing going, bro. It's not like having your own shit. So this is dope. If they can be consistent and have cards in the area and have some good events, I'm down for it, bro. Because both of these dudes can fight. I mean, Keon, I think he's got more potential than Kelvin, but Kelvin can fight. You know what I'm saying? He at a certain level, but that don't mean he can't get fights and continue his career. We know where Keyshawn is at. Keyshawn is definitely the elite guy and the man right now. He's doing this thing on his comeback tour. So now the brothers get to come back. So yeah, I like this, yo. I like it. Then they get to go back to their city. This is what all the guys should be doing who claims to have. Yeah, bro. No, you're right. Devin Haney. He one of the biggest money makers in the game. Like I don't understand why he can't cut his own deal with a network and say, bro, I'm Devin Haney, I'm the man. I got all these accolades. Give me the 3-fight deal, and I'm gonna do all my fights in Oakland. I mean, I don't know why that sounds so hard, but I don't know. Maybe it's something else to it. Put their own money. Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. Doing their own shows. Always check sanctioned by his schedule to get the fights. Yeah, bro. I be doing that too. Keep you ahead of the game. Keon just need to be pushed. Nah, Keon, nice 6'3" welterweight. They got skills and power. Yeah. Nah, for real. Keon is like that. Keon is good to me. They really can fight. He said he can really fight. I like him a lot. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I think Kelvin is missing a little something. You know, maybe it's I don't know. He's just not as good as those guys. Not as polished. He's decent for a certain level, but like when he stepped, like he fights at 140, 147, like he will have issues with a lot of those guys. Keon is going to be like a matchup nightmare once he get his experience. 6'3" boxer puncher, that's tough to deal with, especially if you know how to use his range. So that's good. Here's a show up in Canada. You got the return of Alice Berea. He coming off a knockout loss to Guido Vanello. So he got knocked out on the Matchroom show. I'm not sure if Eddie Hearn released him, but he's going back to Canada to return against Robert Sims. So, like one of my mantras on my show, I don't just get on you when you fall down. I want to be there for the come up. So I like to talk about stuff like this because everybody always write off boxers when they lose. And everybody in their life always have setbacks. It's about how you come back from that. So I'm looking forward to see how he look. Hopefully, I get some US TV for this, and I want to see him come back. He's with Alexis is with Sugar Hill. So if Sugar Hill can get him back on the right path, if they still together, let's see. He's a 6'4" southpaw heavyweight. He's not a bad heavyweight. He just went in there with the wrong game plan and got clipped and got stopped. But let's see. You know what I'm saying? So I like stories like this. You ain't gonna find me writing off these fighters like that because I want to see the comeback. Um, the tall little brother has potential. Dude, yeah, he is, bro. he got a lot of potential. Strong. Yeah. All right, April the 9th. We got this announcement. We got Iglesias versus Sagani. This is the vacant IBF title. Look like they're gonna Eye of the Tiger has a deal with the zone. Look like, man, we got it took a minute to get here, but we got here. So Iglesias is gonna fight for the vacant IBF, left vacant by Terrence Crawford in his retirement. They went down the list. Canelo said no. McGinn said no. Hamza said no. And Pacheco, no. Did Pacheco? No, I don't think Pacheco. Oh, and then Troy Williamson said yes, but then a rematch clause with Callum Simpson, so he had to say no effectively. So they got here to Sangani, who is a Russian fighter, very tough, very crafty. He's a good fighter, yo. Like he the type of guy that's gonna come in this fight with a game plan, and he can offset some of the stuff Iglesias do, and that's gonna call. When people see a guy have a tricky fight or lackluster performance by their standards, they're gonna say he got exposed. But I'm gonna say it right now. I can see Sagani doing real well in this fight because he's tricky with his movement. He got he throw punches at different angles and stuff like that. So Iglesias is gonna have to be on sharp. He have to be sharp and on point. Because I don't think he just gonna look. You gotta think about the mentality. This kid is from Russia, and he's going to Canada in the backyard to fight Iglesias. He was just in camp with Benavidez. Like motherfuckers coming from Russia to come to camp with a monster like Benavidez, bro. They wired differently. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a long ass way to come over there and get ran through. You know what I'm saying per se, or at least come over there just to see where you at. So I think this guy gonna be game. Let's see if Iglesias is what they say. They say he's a boogeyman. It's one thing to be called a boogeyman. The other thing is to actually fight like one. So we're gonna see. I like Iglesias though. He's a fun fighter, and he's bringing that smoke. So let's get it. He said, "I'm a fan of the Davis brothers, man. Even after the controversy, three brothers fighting at the same time. It's cool. Nah, it is dope. It is though. And K. Karama is still a jobless trainer. Man, look. I don't trust him either like that. He's still earning some trust. The Shushu win, okay. I'm like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? And then the young lady he had against Amanda, she fought well, bro. Salute to him. I give credit where it's due. I didn't like the way he did with Lubin and the Regis fight. I felt like he knew they was diminished and he brought them to the table anyway, and we saw what happened. Um, but I will give him credit for the Shushu win. He had some. He did something else recently too. I forgot. But the young lady against Amanda, oh, she was giving Amanda some good work. Was Malinga on this list for the IBF? No, I don't think so. I don't think he won't. He won't. I don't think he rated by the IBF. The Tiger put on some good shows last year. Good to see the zone streaming. Yeah, I'm with. Yeah, man, that's good. Yeah, I like Eye of the Tiger. They got a consistent schedule too. They go like every other month. They got March, they got April, they got June, I think August and September. I forgot, but they got like 5 shows, and they got some good fighters. They got a good roster too. They got Billy, Iglesias, Katiev, Stephen Butler. They got the young guys, Federo, uh, Matthew, Robio. They got a good stable, yo. So I'm rocking with Eye of the Tiger. All right. April the 10th, Juan Francisco Estrada. I think he's a borderline, maybe future Hall of Famer. He's going over to Japan to face Tenshin Nakasawa. This is a WBC final eliminator. The winner becomes a mandatory for Tacoma anyway, 118 pounds. So this is a quest for Estrada to get back in the title picture, win what this is third or fourth division, you know what I'm saying, to secure his legacy. So let's see, bro. I know one of the best counter punches in the game when he was right. Estrada is always fun to watch, and he had classic wars with when they had the Four Kings series with Son Ramazai, Chocolatito, and Quadras, and he's at the tail end of his career. Um, Bam stopped him a couple of fights ago. He had a comeback fight where he looked, so. But let's see. He going over to Japan to face Nakasawa, who was coming off his first loss. He lost to Tacoma for the vacant title, so he trying to get right back in the mix. So let's see. Yeah, he moved up to 118. He's number one with the WBO as well, but he's going to take the WBC route. Estrada, Tyson Fury, and Magmadov. So they announced where the location of their fight. They're fighting at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's that big stadium in the UK. So yeah, comeback fight for Fury. Not really a bad comeback fight. Magmadov, scary looking dude. He lost his aura. Caballero beat that out of him in his body. And he got stopped by Guido after that. But he had a good comeback win against Dave Allen. Well, he showed boxing skills, so I'll box him. He hurt his hand in that fight. Fury, he been out the ring since the Usyk fight. You know what he brings to the table. They having that press conference. I think the 16th. That's tomorrow. They're having that press conference tomorrow. And for the undercard, I'm hearing. I saw that it would be TKV versus Richard Harapur, heavyweights. And let's see what else they put on there. Maybe a couple of Queensberry guys and stuff like that. So we'll see. This fight gonna be on Netflix. Fury I think he has a reality show on Netflix. So they just, working together on that. So we're gonna see. It is what it is. I think Fury should win this fight for sure. If he got anything left, the performances that he had against Usyk, those performances should be Arsenal bet, in my opinion. I actually think Fury fought well in both of the fights. I thought he actually won the first fight. I thought he did. 114, 113. Second fight, Usyk won clear for sure. So we'll see. Let's see how this undercard looks. I'm excited to see the big Dawson back. Let's see, y'all. I mean, look, having Fury back is always good for this. All our top name guys, Fury, the Charlos, Tank Davis, Canelo, all the big name guys, bro. We need them in the mix, bro. Like at least have one. If it's just one fight, Earl Spence. We need all our top names in boxing, tapped in and active, bro. Like you may not like him, whatever, and I get it. Like I don't really rock with Fury like that either, but him being back is better for the game of boxing. I'm just gonna say it. Earl Spence, bro, 3 years out the ring. We need him back. Tank Davis, get your stuff together. If you're gonna come back, let's come back. You feel what I'm trying to say? The Charlo brothers. When the Charlo brothers are in the mix, bro, boxing is popping. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it. That's true. That's true too. That's true. They ain't here to campaign in no division and fight the best. They just get their paydays. And I got it. I got you. I'm with you. All right. Here's another one. Tasman Fighters. They have a card they're working on April 23rd. A couple of IBF title fights. You have, and this is Jason Maloney. He fights at 122. He's coming back, and then you have Ben Mahoney. Ben Mahoney was on the list to fight Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is having a comeback fight, but he got a fight scheduled already. So, Tasman Fighters. So this is the same promoter that represents Java Taya, who just signed with Zuffa. So let's go. He still got juice. Yeah, bro. Come back to 54 and do what you say. Let's get it. This one right here, bro. Whoo, fireworks. That's all I can say. When I first seen it, fireworks. Man, this one gonna be explosive. Fabio Wally, WBO champion, against Daniel Dubois, big punching former heavyweight champion. I cannot wait for this one. May the 9th in the UK. Man, then I was joking around on X. I think my man Rob Tabbitt was like predictions and salute to him, and I said this gonna go the distance. Just joking around, bro, this gonna be a shootout. Cause Fabio, bro, he just got that shit in him. When you hit him, he get mad. He try to knock your head off. Dubois he throw punches and combinations. Like, he ain't even trying to disguise what he doing. He trying to get you up out of there. So this should be fun. Now Dubois, you know, I don't know. I feel like Dubois has a great chance to win this fight, but I love the demeanor. See, when you look at this fight right here, you gotta look at like the demeanor of the fighter. I think Worley has a better demeanor than you know than Dubois. Dubois shown weakness. He quit before he had that stigma on him. He came back and knocked that off, and then he have a thing. I feel like he's still not mature enough. Like this dude was at a party before the Usyk fight, and then he walked to the venue. What the hell? Like that never happens. You know what I'm saying? That's don't seem right. But then you have a more business oriented Worley who is about his business. He don't make it no. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing around either. He trying to get shit up out of there. And he's a big puncher. He's dynamic. Got a lot of vulnerabilities, but he's more dangerous when he's hurt. You feel me? So this one, man, yo, as a boxing fan, everybody say they hate when guys be running and this, that, and the third, and they whatever. This ain't gonna be that. Two big punching heavyweights going at it. Man, somebody gonna get slept. Somebody getting slept, bro. He said Hunter got one coming up in April also. Now, hopefully, it's something that the fans can see because that fight he had in December, bro, I barely found the link for that. I had to go through almost the dark web to find that. He should be more out there to the boxing fans. I can count on Worley to never give up. Man. You know what? That's a great observation. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably how the fight gonna go. You know what I'm saying? One guy may get hurt and then keep going. The other guy get hurt and say, "Man, I'm good. I don't even need this." But salute to Dubois though, because he's coming off a knockout loss and he's going right back in there with a big puncher. I salute him. All the heavyweights getting ready for action. Man, that's dope. Dubois can knock your head off though. Dubois fucked up cuz and threw all the yeah, bro. He was wilding before the fight, yo. He should just I don't know, but he's back with Don Charles, and Don Charles gave him a lot of encouragement, motivation, and get him back. I mean, get him to the world title. So that actually, I like that move. So it should be fun. My guy Hakan mentioned this earlier in the chat, but this is Roman Freeze versus Tommy Punch. These guys originally was gonna fight for the vacant uh, WBO interim title, cruiserweight title, because Zerto had a shoulder surgery, so they didn't know when Zerto was gonna come back. Zerto got a fight scheduled May the 2nd against Benavidez, so it don't make sense to have an interim title. That's smart. That's what sanction bodies should do. If the interim title is warranted, keep it. If it's not, take that shit out and make it an eliminator. You feel what I'm trying to say? Because we got a world champion, a regular champion, interim champion, gold champion, all types of champions, and boxing fans can't keep up with it. And the interim champion should only be in place if the champion cannot fulfill his obligations to fight. If he's injured, if he's in court, whatever's going on with him. If he's unable to fight in a certain time period, interim champion is cool. But if the guy got a fight scheduled, it's no reason to have an interim title fight like the WBC. And Billy just got elevated to full champion. They about to make Lester Martinez and a lean fight. I'm not mad at the fight and salute to those guys for getting an opportunity, but it just don't make sense in the grand scheme of things, other than get that extra sanction fee. So I I understand it, but that's good. And this fight got postponed too because one of these guys got injured. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, take it. Rescind that interim title. Wally still got a lot of questions. Yeah, that's true. That's what makes it so entertaining, and you don't know who really gonna win. But yeah, he do. He get hit a lot, and his adjustment is just going all out and hitting you with his power. He said, "I got Dubois." Shoot, you might be right, bro. I want to see Dubois win so he can fight Parker, and Parker can become 2-time champion. It raises his whole, yeah, not for sure, his era's resume. I'm with that assessment. I won't be mad. He got UCAP. Yeah, he got to deal with that cocaine situation. All right, so I mentioned Earl Spence earlier. Having him back in the game, we need him back. Whether you like him, you love him, whatever. Earl Spence, if he's dedicated to the game of boxing and he's want to be active, we need him back for sure. One of the biggest names in the game, and I'm glad to see he got something cooking. Oh, last I heard, he's like suspended indefinitely because he got the broken eye socket and nobody would clear him. So that's last I heard. I've heard he doing like other stuff like motivational speaking and fitness classes and stuff like that. So nothing on boxing though, bro. This is actually a good script. That's what I'm saying. It makes sense for this fight. Yeah, hella crossroads. We now you talking about questions? Maybe the name of this fight should be called Questions because Earl Spence got a bunch of questions. He still got more questions than Tim Tszyu. We haven't seen him in about 3 years. By the time they fight, it's gonna be around 3 years. He got beat up by Crawford. He had an eye surgery after that. He just been inactive in the boxing scheme of things. Now he looked good. He looked healthy when we see him in boxing events and spend time with his family. But even as a fan of Earl Spence and what he brings to boxing, I'm not 100% sure to say he's gonna be back to where he was. I don't think he will be back to what he was. But maybe he can tap into something else to make him still be great. He might not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it because I hate that this guy put in so much work and he just get tossed to the side because he lost to another great fighter. And some of that shit may be self-inflicted, whatever. But when Earl Spence is right, bro, he is must-see TV, and everybody stops. So Earl Spence and Tim Tszyu working on a fight to fight in the summer. I love it because both guys is basically at the same type of point of their career. Tim Tszyu is on a comeback trail. He came out coming off a knockout loss to Fandora. Before that, well, yeah, it all started. Like I think he like what 3-2 and 3 in his last couple of fights. I forgot what the number was, but Bachram got him, stopped him, dropped him like 5 times. Fandora won the first fight. He went into the Bachram fight, got destroyed. Then he had a comeback fight against Joey Spencer. Didn't look half bad. Went into a fight. I thought he was going to fight Keith Thurman that they hyped up, but he went back into a fight with Fandora. Fandora beat him and stopped him, and he quit on the stool. Switched his team up. He had a little comeback fight under the radar in December against Anthony Velasquez. Got a win. He looked okay too. I mean, he won't. I think he lost kind of like his aura, but he's still okay. Tim Tszyu was okay. You know what I'm saying? He's still a good catch and shoot. He was still fighting aggressive and stuff like that. He didn't get hit as much. He got a new trainer, Pedro Diaz. So he trying to find his thing. So before we get to June, July, whatever they're talking about, Tim Tszyu is going to have another comeback fight. And looking like he's going to do in March on the undercard of Paro and Lewis Crocker for the IBF title. So before we get to this, there's other stuff he have to do. So I do like this fight though. It's a great comeback fight for Spence. And I know they say Spence don't do tune-ups. This is kind of a tune-up. This is probably the closest tune-up you'll get from Spence. Salute to him. Because he didn't want to fight Tim Tszyu when Tim Tszyu was on top of his game, calling out Charlo and shit like that, just coming to America. He bypassed him. He said he was fooled. But now he's his first fight on his comeback trail. So still questions to answer for Spence, who gonna train him, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? They say it's Breadman, then we see him in with Roy Jones. Let's see. But before we get to that, let me get back in the chat too. He said, the Battle of the Hella Watch, last call. Shit. Now, Spence, he should have. Yeah, I think so too, bro. I do. I think so too. I think he should have. Imagine we get Bud Earl rematch now. Spence already said no. They try to blame it on Crawford because Crawford picked 154, and Spence said, "Nah, I'm cool." They both got more questions than the E5. Man, bro, a lot of questions. He said, "Who you like?" I like Torres in that fight. I like Torres. Do you think Tim just need time off when he quit against Fondor? Yeah, probably just get himself together and because Tim Zoo he's a guy that Tim Zoo get criticized because he runs to the smoke, and that's what we ask our fighters to do. But when he runs to the smoke, his team get criticized, right? So yeah, that was a bad look for him. He got hit with a lot of shit, but he came back and act like that shit ain't happened. He fought in December, ain't a lot of people talking about. So yeah, take some time off. Um, yeah, he probably should have fought Thurman, in my opinion. So Paro and Crocker, yeah, that's done. Yeah, that's done. That's done. We waiting for the official announcement, but that shit's done. Uh, Paro's team won the press bid. They beat out Matchroom. That shit's happening in March for sure. Tim Zoo gonna be on the undercard to help the pay per view sales. Exactly about the smoke. Damn if you he said damn if you do, damn if you don't. No, that's for sure. So nice segue. Who would be the potential opponent for Tim Zoo? So this is what they put out, and of course, I do process of elimination, right? So Ben Mahoney, we saw him earlier in the show. He's fighting. Already got a fight April the 23rd. It's not him. Benjamin Hussein versus Andrew Hunt. They actually gonna fight each other. You know what I'm saying? The best one out of these guys is Dylan Biggs. He just won that Grand Prix tournament in Saudi Arabia in the middleweight division. He also got a loss to Nikita Zoo, Tim Zoo's little brother, a couple fights ago. But he like on a nice little win streak. I don't think it's not gonna be him, but that's the best fight. It'd probably be the guy in the middle, Jacob Ng. Jacob Ng it might be maybe the safer fight because he's a smaller guy moving up. I think he used to fight at lightweight back in the day. So we should be hearing some news pretty soon about Tim Zoo versus Jacob MG. And just a stay busy fight. Now he's not a southpaw. Andrew Hunt is a southpaw. He probably would have made the most sense to me because getting ready for that style with Earl Spence. This is a southpaw, but it's probably be Jacob MG. And they're gonna fight on the Crocker and the Crocker and Paro card. So we'll see. Now, some people think Tim Zoo shouldn't even take this fight in March. He should just wait and just get ready for Spence. He's already in training camp in Miami with Pedro Diaz. So, you know, Tim Zoo's promoter, No Limit Promotion, they are very aggressive with their matchmaking. All their guys that they have, Liam Paro, Tim Zoo, Nikita Zoo, Liam Wilson, those guys run to the smoke head first, and their promoter put them in position to run to run head first. So yeah, that's what it is. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. All right, this one right here, bro. I be hating talking about this, man, because I just want to see the fight. But there's so much drama going on with this shit, bro. They can have their own TV series. You know what I'm saying? Jerron Bruce Ennis, Virgil Ortiz Jr. This is the fight that boxing fans need. Y'all not gonna. I'm not boxing fan. Well, me. I'm gonna say me then. If y'all want to join in, feel free. But I'm not gonna fall for you teasing me to a fight when y'all gonna face off and then y'all gonna fight somebody else. I'm not. I don't want to support it if you fight somebody else. Y'all gotta figure it out. Don't tease me. Waste good TV time and my DAZN subscription money for you guys to face off and then do this shit that, to make the fight so hard to make. Now, both sides, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? How's it going? Right now, Boots is in a good position right now. It seems like the smoke is off of him. He's saving face because he turned down two opportunities to fight Virgil. And I think it's because he didn't want to go to Saudi. And one of those times was kind of bad timing when he was just coming off a fight and he didn't have enough time to recover and all that shit, whatever. So that go back to the boogeyman shit. The boogeyman be like, oh, he want to fight me then? All right, fuck it, I'm coming. I don't care. I just fought last week. I'm fighting this week too. That's how I look at it. But there's no boogeyman in boxing when it's the business of boxing. because the business of boxing dictate the boogeyman can't be the boogeyman. You feel what I'm trying to say? The boogeyman got to fight everybody. You can't turn down no smoke, even if it's not gonna go your way, if it's not beneficial for you, you still gotta take it. That's why there's no boogeyman in boxing when it's the business of boxing. Y'all can have that too. It's facts. But so much shit going on with this. Virgil suing Golden Boy suing Virgil. Uh, they was talking about look, last week they were saying, bro, everything is back together. It's getting close. We almost there. We looking at doing it in April. Bro, we working on it. They said April 25th, which I never believe April 25th because you basically hustling backwards because the next week you got Benavidez and Zerto. So it might go later. That's why I always start. Because PBC and Golden Boy is doing that pay-per-view and they want that Cinco de Mayo event to go crazy. So why do this fight a week before? You fucking might as well put it on the same card. Why you playing? But that's neither here or there. So the latest news is Golden Boy got a immediate. They asking for an immediate restraining order for this situation. So basically blocking the fight right now, and it's just ugly, bro. So they're supposed to have a hearing on February the 20th, and Virgil got to the 17th to respond, and then Golden Boy got, man, this shit is just crazy. We just want to fight. But this is what it is with the business of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It just happens like this. So yeah, the latest is my bad. Golden Boy, they got an immediate restraining order, temporary restraining order uh, on the Virgil thing. So that basically blocking everything because they feel like they have they have legal grounds to Virgil and the contract that he has that's supposed to be valid. You know what I'm saying, with Virgil for Golden Boy. So they just they're doing an immediate hearing. So that's blocking any fight to be made. So basically, you know what I'm saying, Golden Boy can't do no fights right now until that shit get resolved. And they on the edge of losing their deal with the Zone because the Zone won't Virgil versus Boots because they got that new package, that pay per view package, and they need good pay per view. So it's a domino effect. I mean, shit, man. I guess it's Oscar. I guess Oscar. I don't know, man. Virgil's team was trying to make the Boost fight. They was trying to make the Boost fight. So, but they was trying to make it through a third party, right? So, I guess saying that Virgil was ducking, you probably can take that off. But Virgil trying to make a deal without going through your promoter, then that can be an issue. They're arguing that okay, the Zone deal ended in the end of December. So Virgil like, yo, I signed up to fight on the Zone. If you don't have your deal, I'm a free agent. So they arguing with that, going back and forth. So um, Golden Boy is trying to complete a deal with the Zone, but the Zone not going to complete the deal unless they get this fight. So, but Virgil tried to make him and his team try to make the fight behind Golden Boy's back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. You feel me? If Virgil isn't the next opponent, then Ennis doesn't have good opponents. That's what I'm saying. He don't. Majamal probably won't take that fight. He just had a cut. Depending on when Boots trying to fight. If he's trying to fight in April, I don't think Majamal gonna make it. Cats, Cats. He don't have a home right now. Maybe he'll take it. Maybe Rashidi Ellis will take it. If they talk about doing it in Atlanta or Chicago, I think Rashidi probably makes sense for that. I say Boots should exercise his WBA interim title fight and then try to get the WBA to order the Xander fight and wait till the summer to get that fight. That's what I say, dude. For real, that's the biggest fight right there. After that's look, real talk. Boots and Xander might be bigger than Boots and Virgil. They're gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you, but a lot of people are gonna tell you that. Yeah, Xander is popping right now. So that's what I would do. But you're right though. If he's not gonna fight a big name, that list is running slim. And then I know they're supposed to fight Josh Kelly sometime down the line, but they didn't never say it was next. They just said they signed the fight. That can be next year, this year. I don't know when it's gonna be. So we're gonna see my man laughing. So domino effect, right? Golden Boy is working on the card for March the 14th in Southern California, Anaheim. Oscar Collazo, Melvin Jerusalem, 3-belt unification, the rematch. Right now, with this situation with the legal issue, this fight, I don't know when it's gonna happen or if it's gonna happen. On this undercard, you got Kenny Sims versus Arnold Barbosa. Good fight for boxing fans. You feel? You feel what I'm trying to say? And then you have Gabby Fundora making her defense her undisputed title. So three, you know what I'm saying? Not a bad card if they can make it. You know, you got a unified title fight, you got an undisputed fight, and you got a good crossroads fight with guys coming off of losses that need a win between Sims and Barbosa. So we might not get that. This one too. Jack Callebaut going to Fresno to face Jose Ramirez, May the 30th. You know, this is Bozy versus Robert Garcia, another addition to that. Um, Callebaut with Bozy, Ramirez with Garcia. So that's another one that may be on the back burner if that legal shit with not Boots, but Virgil and Golden Boy don't work out. It's gonna stall the whole promotion company. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe even Floyd Schofield, unless Floyd Schofield and Body gets on the Tyson Fury card, which I don't know if that actually even makes sense for them to be on that card. That card's in the UK, and then you got a guy from Canada and the US on that card. I'm not sure the affiliation. So it's a trickle down effect when you having legal issues with your promotion company. Now you can't put on events, and you don't have a network to do it. Is that a popping? Because man, it might be. He did 12,000 in Puerto Rico. He just signed. I guess he working with Bad Bunny, and based off that Super Bowl shit, you know, I don't know. But that's what if I'm Boots, I'd be chasing him because he may be the bigger name right now, to be honest. But I get it. Boots gonna stand pack and go after Virgil to clear his name because they was shitting on Boots, calling him all types of duck goose, duck Boots, all types of shit. So he like nah, I'm gonna fight him. We're gonna put that shit back on their side and see. So I get it, and I see the play. So we'll see what happens, man. This week, all right. Last one, Fundora versus Thurman. They had that press conference. Same cheesy shit from Thurman. Fundora, the thing came out. It looked like he had his right bicep that should look kind of deformed. Hopefully, he's good to go. Both guys had bicep surgeries recently. So Thurman had his, and then Fundora looked like he had one. So we're gonna see. We know the matchup is for the WBC title, 154. Big fight in the division. Fight was supposed to happen in October. Fundora got injured. Thurman is a vet. He's the PBC OG. Been around for a minute. He got a path to victory using his legs and counter punching and landing hard shots. You know, Keith Thurman and Haney remind me of each other where they know how to win their 7 rounds and then get through the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to finesse them 7 rounds real quick and then they just know how to win rounds. Thurman and Haney, that's what they remind me of each other in that regard. But this is a tough fight because Fundora is in his prime. He's elite right now because when you're in your prime, you're elite. You know what I'm saying? It's never a case where you out of your prime and you're elite. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw that out there for future references when we go body this dude whenever they set this shit up. So, Fundora, listen, he lost a little bit of momentum with the setback with the postponement, but this dude been looking good as of late because he been mixing his boxing in with his regular style. You know he want to get in and throw those uppercuts and shit. And if Thurman, if you don't watch it, he gonna have some issues. Cause you think you out of range, that front door hit you with an uppercut, and they say no, you looking for your mouthpiece. So let's see. It should be entertaining. This is March 28th. Undercard, Sanchez versus Torres, IBF final eliminator. Took a while to get here, but we finally got here. Real tricky fight for Sanchez because Sanchez haven't looked the same since his knee surgery. Had been inactive, and we're on the curve. Jake Paul was getting busy on him down there. So I don't know. That's the word. I ain't see it. That's the word. So Torres is an aggressive fighter. He can he's real aggressive. Southpaw. He been trying to use angles to get inside and punch off to the side and stuff like that. But he comes in with his head sometimes and a lot of head clashes. This fight has a potential to be kind of ugly. If Sanchez feel like he can't keep this kid off of him, he's gonna be holding and grabbing. It might be one of those fights. But Sanchez and when he was like a good top contender, he had good movement, good jab, good the Cuban school, good right hand and stuff like that. If he don't have a lot of movement, I think Torres might overwhelm him with his rough, tough tactics. So that's on this card. Also, too, these are two good fights right here. You got at the top Elijah Garcia moving up to 168 to fight Kevin Newman III. Real interesting fight. Kevin Newman been training with Roy Jones. He kind of implemented that style a little bit. Real good boxer. Used to be with Mayweather Promotions. Now he's affiliated with Devin Haney. I'm not sure if he's signed to them, but real good boxer. Slick. You know what I'm saying? Can do a lot of good things in the ring. And he faced Elijah Garcia, who was coming off a bad performance against Terrell Gausha at the bottom in his last fight, but he's looking to get back in the mix. He ain't been the most dependable guy, and they've been pushing him. This might be a bad, tricky matchup for him because 168, Newman been there for a minute, so he's going to be pretty strong and comfortable. I'm not sure how Elijah Garcia is going to look, but I think this is a good fight. At the bottom, we got Yo-Yo Hernandez versus Terrell Gausha. Terrell Gausha is another PBC OG. You know what I'm saying? Been around from the beginning. And he's going to give everybody a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? Whether he win or lose. I thought he beat Garcia. He didn't get the – what they scored a draw? I forgot. Man, I don't even know what was the official score because I thought Gausha won that fight. So facing Yo-Yo Hernandez, who was considered to be one of the top guys at middleweight, that's a good fight, and that's right up Terrell Gausha's alley. Terrell Gausha has a big right hand, but sometimes he kind of don't do enough in these fights to win them. The Carlos Adames fight, I thought he didn't assert himself like that, but then he came back and had a good performance against Garcia. So he's always tough. He's hard to stop. He never been stopped. You know what I'm saying? He been there with all the top guys from 54 and stuff like that. So Gausha is a good test for Yo-Yo Hernandez, who is still a young guy early in his career. And, he ain't been able to get the marquee fight. This is a marquee fight for him. Similar to the Kyron Davis fight where he dominated Kyron. You know what I'm saying? Looked real good in that fight. And he been under the radar too. He had one fight after that in August where he fought on a Sunday. Had an early knockout victory. Jihad Tucker was originally supposed to fight Yo-Yo Hernandez, but he pulled out, and he's gonna fight in February. So I like this. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's pay per view, so I guess a lot of people won't complain about it. But as far as the fights are evenly matched up. Now, for the record, I don't know if these two fights is going to be on the prelims or the main card. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we get we get a good pay per view portion, at least some good names. But nevertheless, I like the fight. So let's see, let's see. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Salute to everybody coming through the building, man. I got like 10 more minutes for some questions for anybody still in the building. Any topics that I may not have got to for your liking, you guys can definitely ask so that we can talk about it for sure. Like I said, we have Zuffa Boxing coming up in a couple of hours, and we're going to tap into that. I can put that back on the screen. It's been a low-key fight week, for sure, but things going to start picking up. Next week, we got a good fight week. We got Lee Wood and Josh Warrington. That's going to be fun. That's basic. Now, as my man was talking about, lose or go home or last call. That might be a last call fight too, bro. My man JC, that's a last call fight for sure. Because Warrington and Wood, they both. I think Lee Wood is 38, bro. I didn't know. I didn't even realize he was that old. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker 38. I was thinking Lee Wood was at least 33, maybe 32. And both of those guys have been through a lot of wars. Josh Warrington, I thought he retired after the Kakashi fight, but he came back and some more shit. So they got a grudge match they're gonna try to handle um coming up on the 21st in the UK. That would be fun. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get nothing else, you know those guys gonna thump. We also have the return of Sandy Ryan. She's moving back down to 140 pounds. She's gonna fight for the vacant WBC title. Left vacant by Katie Taylor. She's what, champion in recess or some shit. So Sandy coming off with two losses to Michaela Mayer. She's trying to get back on the winning path. Ishmael Davis versus Fawaz. That's 154. That's a big fight for the winner. They get a bigger opportunity. Ryan Garcia and Barrios for the welterweight title. You know, that's pretty. That's gonna cause a stir. We're gonna tap in with that. What do you think about Wilder and Shazor? I'm a Wilder guy too. I think Wilder can win this fight if he stick to he got to use his jab. Use his jab. Don't fall for the Shazor tricks. Shazor like to lull you to sleep, and then he'll turn southpaw and throw an overhand left. Stay off the ropes. The ropes are hot. Keep that shit in the center of the ring. Move around the ring. Use your jab. You gotta shoot that right hand. Don't overshoot it. Matter of fact, he don't gotta throw the right hand until after like the fourth or fifth round when Shazor get tired. Then start shooting it. I think Wilder can win a decision by just boxing using his jab. And if Shazor get lazy, get hit a lot, if he can time his right hand been off. His right hand hasn't been accurate in his last couple of fights. If he can settle down and get that right hand accurate, he fuck around and stop Shazor. He can't stay on the ropes, and he has to be aware of the tricky antics of Shazor. Shazor lower you to sleep and hit you with a big right hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be exciting. But he can kind of take the air out the ball just by jabbing. And because look, man, people look. He actually did real good in his last fight. He didn't, have a devastating knockout, but what he was doing was smart. Using the jab, hooking off the jab, hook to the body. Kept his range. You know what I'm saying? He fought a real workmanlike performance against that guy and kind of shook off the rust. He can do the same thing against Shazor because Shazor is a C-level fighter. He just a silent and throw a lot of wild shots. And he got a big fan base. But Shazor get hit a lot. Don't have no defense. Rarely move his head, and he just looking for a wild looping shot. He don't. Shazor rarely throw jabs. So Deontay has a chance, but it goes down to the mental stuff, and then he got the hunger for this shit. So there's some questions for him to answer too. He said, "Facts, Dub." I think Warrington wins this time. Okay, okay. You think Keyshawn Lee top rank and go to Matchroom? He'll follow what Shakur is doing. I don't think he need to go to Matchroom if he leave because he can be his own promoter. Shakur only had 2 fights with Matchroom, and he doing his own thing and just working with Turkey, trying to make the biggest fights. So yeah, I think and that following his footsteps in that point of view, yeah, I think so. But I don't think Keyshawn necessarily have to sign with Matchroom. Ishmael been working, now he has. Salute to him. Lee Wood is 38. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I said. I'm like, bro, he 38. Man, I'm tripping. But that's gonna be a fun fight. Um, I'm loving this Barrios and Garcia undercard now. That shit is nice. With Hitchens versus Duarte, that's a solid defense. Duarte is strong and tough and is gonna bring that shit. Hitchens, if he can can kind of tame Duarte, and he's gonna throw his jab. Hitchens is a real good fighter. He don't really do a lot of shit either, but it's real smart stuff and very technically. His jab is real good. He got one of the best jabs in the game, and he understands this shit. So let's see. I think he would just do his thing, play it safe, and if he can get the guy hurt, I think he can go to the body, yo. I like Hitchens going to the body. He showed his last fight that he's good at that. He might have to do that in this fight to slow down the Duarte a little bit. Antoine Russell versus Andy Harako. Bro, we've been waiting for this fight for about a year now. And I love it that they have a 140 on full display on this card. You know what I'm saying? With Hitchens and Antoine, two champions fighting on it, and then you have Frank Martin and Albright. People are saying the Duarte going to pull it off. I mean, it's a blueprint because we've seen Hitchens uncomfortable against Lemos, and I think he's a better version of Lemos, bigger and stronger, probably a bigger puncher. It's a couple of things to take into account. He's a big, strong 140 pounder. How would that second day IBF clause do for Duarte? We don't know. There's at least a question to throw out there in the air. Hitchens been dealing with it for a few fights now, and he understands and he can deal with it. Also, too, will he be consistent cutting off the ring? Because if he's not gonna cut off the ring and apply a lot of pressure and allow Hitchens to get space and use that jab, this is gonna be an easy fight. Hitchens gonna make this fight easy. If he get his jab established, that's gonna open up a lot of stuff. So I think he has an opportunity, but it's like a puncher's chance. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. If he wins on points, he got to score a bunch of knockdowns and shit. So Gary Antoine, one of the most exciting fighters in the sport, in the game of boxing, facing kind of unknown Andy Harako, but still a solid fighter. This is for the WBA title. Frank Martin not here. Albright. Now this one interesting. Albright is very tough, very durable, crafty, good boxer, long and rangy. Fights up to his competition. Good fighter he can give Frank some issues because he a good counterpuncher too. He gave he gave DB3 anxiety and shit. They blew up their city messing with Albright. So Albright is just he know what to do in that ring. Frank is coming off a great performance. Highlight reel. It's against Rancis, but that was a hell of a welcome back to boxing moment. I appreciate that. And I always like Frank. I think he's a good boxer. I like the connection with him and Buddy McGirt. I'm not really high on Buddy McGirt as of late. He's kind of in that box with K Karama with me. But I like what they did. I like how they. I like how they interacted in that fight. He listened to Buddy and he got the job done. Got him up out of there. Beck the Bully versus Cena Beku. I think Beck gonna win that. Amari Jones. I like Amari Jones. Amari Jones is facing Louis Cuba Arias. Cuba is I think Cuba been doing fight hype interviews lately. I don't know if you guys tapped in with it, but for the fight week, Moore Tyler, Andy Cruz, he was doing the fight hype correspondence. He was behind the camera asking questions and shit. I think he's gonna go back to that job after this because Amari Jones is a good boxer and he a little vicious too. I like Amari Jones. He can switch hit. This is a good fight for Amari Jones because he wins. He gonna be in position to possibly fight for IBF Eliminator or some type of big fights at 160. We got Joshua Edwards on the card, up and coming American heavyweight. So, I'm feeling this card though. I like it from top to bottom. It's good. I got Albright. Not gonna lie. Okay, man, Albright can win this fight, and he can give Frank some issues. We seen Frank struggle with guys that box him. You know what I'm saying? We say Artem to get him a solid bump. Artem was aggressive too. So, but I like Frank. I think Frank gonna pull it off. Salute to not here Albright for always being ready, always being in shape. He had a whirlwind type of situation. He was supposed to fight in Nashville February the 3rd. He pulled out of that. He accepted the late replacement to be a late replacement for Gustavo Limos. When he pulled out, he got on a plane, was about to go fight Adam Azim. Then while he was in the air, Adam Azim, he pulled out because he hurt his hand in his last training session. Get to the UK, had to come right back. Then he got the opportunity to fight Frank Sanchez. So he had a hell of a week or two. And hopefully he getting a nice little payday. Albright is one of those guys you like to root for. You feel me? He did his thing. He got some upset. That Michael Dutch overwin was real good for him. He had a good fight with Jermaine Ortiz. He beat what's the kid? Carlos Balderas beat him. He gave Keyshawn a tough fight. So Albright and then he beat Kelvin Davis. So Albright, if you're not ready for Albright, he can beat you for sure. So that's coming up next week. So that's two good cards right there. Lee Wood, Warrington, Barrios, and Ryan Garcia. So we also have a card from the Dominican Republic. It should be on Sean Boxing YouTube channel. Victor Santillon versus Noel Reyes. We're gonna talk about that. Michael Fox versus Ray Robinson in Maryland. You talking about super duper crossroads fight? Yeah, that's one right there. Man, that fight gonna look weird. Both of those guys are rangy southpaws. Mike Fox 6'3", 6'4", southpaw. Ray Robinson 5'10", long rangy southpaw, long arms. That's gonna be weird. I want to see it though. That's gonna be weird. So yeah, bro. And then Carissa Shields fighting on the 22nd against Freshon Cruz. Freshon Cruz Dezern. So yeah, bro, we got a good weekend of boxing coming up, and we're gonna talk about it. So salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate the time. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with that Super Boxing. Should tap in with all boxing, everything that you can catch. You know what I'm saying? I know it's boxing everywhere. I appreciate the time. We'll be back. We might be back tonight, maybe. We'll see. Talk about that Zuffa card, but we'll be back probably Tuesday to talk about the fight week. We're gonna do a pre-gaming show for sure, and then we're just gonna tap in with this boxing news. So yeah, man, much appreciation to everybody supporting the channel, coming through, asking your questions, hitting the like button. Man, I appreciate it. I thank you guys for the time, and I'm out.